How would we react if the lifeblood of our society, our energy infrastructure, was under attack? Picture this: a regular day in Ukraine, abruptly disrupted by fresh missile strikes. In a blink of an eye, 18 innocent people injured, power shutdowns ensue in 5 regions. This isn't a scene from a movie, it's the harsh reality Ukraine is grappling with. The strikes, one of the biggest aerial assaults in recent weeks, targeted the nation's energy facilities, leaving them in a state of disarray. Overnight shelling didn't spare lives either, claiming 2 individuals in separate incidents. As Ukraine tries to repair its already damaged infrastructure, the severity of these strikes is a stark reminder of the hurdles in their path. These strikes have left the country scrambling to repair its already battered infrastructure. What were the targets and how did these attacks affect the Ukrainian people? The recent missile strikes orchestrated by Russian forces were not random or haphazard. They were carefully targeted to hit key elements of Ukraine's infrastructure, specifically its power infrastructure, military industry facilities, radio intelligence installations, and training centers. These targets were not chosen lightly. Their destruction was intended to disrupt Ukraine's daily operations, cripple its defenses, and sow chaos among its people. The aftermath of these attacks has been devastating. Death tolls are rising, with individuals losing their lives in separate overnight shellings. Moreover, 18 people were reported injured in the strikes, showcasing the human cost of these conflicts. But the impact of these attacks extends beyond the immediate casualties. Power shutdowns occurred in 5 regions, leaving countless Ukrainians without electricity. These shutdowns disrupt everything from communication to heating, affecting the daily lives of ordinary citizens. The destruction of Ukraine's infrastructure has been particularly damaging. The attacks have reportedly destroyed about 40% of Ukraine's power system. This has left over 1 million people without power, further exacerbating the hardships faced by Ukrainians. This damage is not easily or quickly repaired, leading to prolonged suffering for the Ukrainian people. In response to these attacks, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has not remained silent. He has strongly condemned the attacks and called for more air defense, sanctions, and support for Ukrainian soldiers. His words reflect the resilience of the Ukrainian people and their determination to protect their land and their rights. The aftermath of these attacks has caused significant disruption and loss, prompting a call for increased support and defense. As the situation continues to unfold, the world watches and waits, hoping for a swift resolution and an end to the suffering of the Ukrainian people. How has the international community responded to these attacks? In the wake of the devastating missile strikes on Ukraine's energy infrastructure, the international community's response has been both swift and decisive. At the forefront of this global response is the United States, with President Joe Biden proposing a substantial military aid package for Ukraine, amounting to $325 million. This aid package is a clear demonstration of the United States' commitment to supporting Ukraine in these trying times. However, the international response extends beyond financial aid. The strikes have been met with widespread condemnation from global leaders, expressing their deep concern over the escalating conflict and its impact on Ukraine's already beleaguered infrastructure. Meanwhile, Russia's actions have only served to exacerbate the situation. By blocking Ukrainian exports and intensifying airstrikes on port and grain facilities, Russia has further isolated itself from the international community. These actions, coupled with the damaging missile strikes, have been met with stern global condemnation. The situation is further complicated by the claims being made by both Russia and Ukraine. Russia has accused Ukraine of attacking targets within its borders, an accusation that Ukraine has vehemently denied. These accusations, whether true or not, have only added fuel to an already blazing fire, making the international community's task of resolving the conflict even more challenging. In response to Russia's actions, the United States and its allies have imposed a series of sanctions aimed at crippling Russia's economy. These sanctions, along with the military aid provided to Ukraine, are part of a broader strategy to deter further aggression and bring about a resolution to the conflict. The international community has responded with offers of aid and condemnation of the attacks, but the situation remains tense. What does the future hold for the Ukrainian energy infrastructure and its people? A question that is on the minds of many. As we gaze into the potential future, one cannot dismiss the possibility of further attacks. The recent strikes have already wreaked havoc, with 40% of Ukraine's power system destroyed, leaving over 1 million people in the dark. The long-term damage to the Ukrainian energy infrastructure is disconcerting to say the least. Repair efforts are already underway with over 300,000 generators delivered to Ukraine in December of 2022. However, the road to recovery is not without its challenges, with critical infrastructure in multiple regions damaged, including 2 thermal power stations. The coming days, weeks, and even months will be difficult. The Ukrainian energy minister warns of the tough times that lie ahead. But let's not forget the indomitable spirit of the Ukrainian people. They've faced adversity before and have always emerged stronger. Their resilience is inspiring, their determination exemplary. Amid the chaos and destruction, they stand united, their spirits unbroken. While the future remains uncertain, the resilience and determination of the Ukrainian people stand as a beacon of hope amid the chaos.